And so the Hawaiian system of ahupua'a manages behaviors as much as it manages the resources. And so a system of behaviors and practices were incorporated in a way that there was a giving and a receiving. You never took out more than you needed, and you always put something back. This act of reciprocity, fundamentally sustainability. And the Hawaiian word for that is aloha, to give and to receive, and always giving back whenever you receive something and never taking more than you need. And so incorporating that principle within a system of systems called an ahupua'a enabled Native Hawaiians to live in this place in the middle of the sea for thousands of years in the absence of ships, planes, and barges. So it's an example for us, a model that I think we can learn from and bring into the present. As a Hawaiian, a kanaka maoli, a person of the land, our development model has been mentored by, I would say, the California hillside model and urban development, which is really founded and predicated on sprawl, which on an island is really counterproductive. Our primary source of water comes from the percolation of rainwater into our aquifers. And so the development model that requires in sprawl and cement doesn't work. The critical resource, water, is what's going to keep everything moving.
The solutions for the future are going to depend on us becoming attuned to the natural world, and we shed our hubris and become integral with the larger ecological forces that sustain us. Our only hope for a transition to a stable future is one in which we embrace the best of indigenous wisdoms around the world with the legacy of modern biology and ecology, and the two together should provide the template for the human in the future.
Inside this structure are hundreds of species of plants. 80,000 gallons of sewage flowed through that. In these tanks, of which there are 9 in each row, all of the 5 kingdoms of life are represented. And working together in concert with the waste at each stage, they transform raw sewage into pure water in 2 days and 4 hours. You're looking at the tops of those tanks during the day. You see many different kinds of plants. The list of things they can do for us in the right settings is beyond our imagination. So what was a costly process, namely sewage treatment, is now becoming an economic engine, a very important economic engine that communities will increasingly turn to.
Through an inherent knowledge of understanding that nature serves a function and is there for a purpose, we can begin really understanding how we can design and engineer natural systems to begin healing the planet once again.
Wetland ecosystems have been coined as the kidneys and liver of the earth. By understanding this important function, we can begin engineering constructed wetlands to apply the millions of years' experience of these ecosystems into the human landscape to process waste and even remediate our waters. Through natural processes, wastes become resources within the complex food web of these engineered marshes. These wetland technologies also have an inherent educational value. School kids of all ages can see their books come to life through project-based learning. Wetland technologies have been around since the 1950s and have been applied to systems as large as tens of millions of gallons per day to the small single-family home, which can be less than 500 gallons per day. Many of today's streams and coastal ecosystems have been detrimentally affected by polluted stormwater runoff. Natural systems technologies such as wetlands and bioswales treat stormwater and are preventative solutions to protect our precious water resources. They can be both constructed into the landscape or be designed as floating structures on open water bodies. Both systems maintain the ecological integrity of wetlands. The future for designing sustainable water features will be to create multiple layers of form and function. By utilizing wetland systems to maintain water quality, these features can display high aesthetic value, promote the native flora and fauna, save water, significantly reduce operational costs, and even transform these lakes and ponds into cutting-edge commercial aquaculture resources. Pollution is really just when resources are out of place. Industrial ecology serves to connect industries, whereby, similar to nature, there's no such thing as waste, only business opportunity. In this way, one business's waste is another's resource. This paradigm shift converts liability into socioeconomic rewards, which will create a healthy planet whereby humans can sustainably coexist long into the future.